This is Teddy Cicadas, 360degreebolt.com. The number of the beast, 666. Ted Cicadas, a former Australian winner in the Group A category, stepped up to unlimited superboats a couple of years ago. He co-drives this boat with his brother Desi. They've both got two different driving styles. Ted Cicadas, very reactionary driver. The brother Desi tends to be a little bit smoother. Brand new package, a 680 cubic inch big block in the Sprint Tech hull, a brand new hull coming out of the garage of Sprint Tech down there in Christchurch. So Teddy Cicadas. Braden Munro doing the navigational duties. All Teddy very wide around that hairpin. And gets himself a 44.486. I reckon by the end of the day we're going to see these times right down into the very, very low 40s. This is only qualifying round number 2. We're aiming for 5 qualifying rounds. Then we've changed the format for the 2017-2018 season. Instead of running into the 16s, the 12s, etc., we are going to go top 9. Then we are going to cut it down to 6, and from there we are going to cut it to 3 across all 3 classes. This is Pip Thompson, Pip and Poppy, Megan Brody doing the navigational duties. The all-girls team, the only unlimited all-girls team running in the New Zealand Series this year. And this is a Link Engine Management System sponsored boat. Dave Simmons, Pip's partner, has built this boat. And interestingly, Dave, also running in the same class, has given his missus 200 horsepower less than he provided for himself. Oh, Pip Thompson just caught the bottom of the Stinger / Fowler Holmes Island, got the boat airborne, just cut that corner a little bit too much, or a little bit too knifey there. This is her second lap in an unlimited boat, so not a bad time there though, with a 49.853 for Pip and Poppy. All right, Robert White, the fisherman from Invercargill. He's gone the right way this time, out of the start chute last time. This is a Macraft hull, a 520 cubic inch small block, producing 1,000 horsepower. He's got his son, Conrad, sitting right in alongside him. Conrad White, done a little bit of motocross over the years, and Robert White, oh geez, he got a bit discombobulated there, went hard right, hard left into the crosswash. Got through it okay. And Conrad, the navigator here, was racing here last year, rolled the boat, and he and the navigator got up like true motocross champions, just stood up and were getting the crowd up on their feet. So it was a very exciting time. Nice run there for Robert White, 45.855, and qualifying round number 2 for Mouth Fresh Superboats. So Robert White in his first qualifying run went the wrong way. That boat, I thought it was around about 1,000 horsepower. I've just been informed that he's 870 horsepower. That's the yellow boat, the Devil's Advocate. So we're looking forward to seeing how that's going. Now we have the Mina machine, the blown 440 cubic inch of Ford Fury. Richard Murray is the helmsman. Joe Rathbone doing the navigational duties. And you can just feel the rumble of this boat right through into the commentary tower. The Stinger hull, we've got 2 boats that look very similar here. One in the Group A category, that is the Mean Machine. And this boat in the Unlimited category is the Mina Machine. So Richard Murray out there. We'll talk about the track rotation in just a little while. This right-hander, Richard said that's a pretty hard channel to find. You get to that part of the track, you can't see the exit to that right-hander, and you wonder if the track continues through there. Richard Murray there with a 46.661. So, Mush, there's a couple of interesting parts to this track as they come from commentary to the far side and then turn right. That is a very tight right-hander. A lot of the drivers saying it's difficult to find the exit to that channel.
Yeah, it gets quite narrow through there too, and you just see them just trying to find a nice line to set up for that right-hander. It is quite tricky.
Yeah, it certainly is. As we now see out on the track, it is Dave Simmons and John Berry, the sister boat to Pip and Poppy. Dave Simmons, the driver, he built both boats, and as I said earlier, he made sure that his missus got 200 horsepower less. Now, I'm not too sure whether he's worried about that, because she's worked out that his wife can drive very, very well. John Berry, we call these blokes the mushroom faces because they've both got faces like squash mushrooms. A couple of ripping blokes. That's the right-hander that a few of the drivers and navigators are saying very difficult to get around. Sets it up for the sharp left-hander at the Eltham hairpin. So Dave Simmons there with a 45.242. Puts himself in a P2 at the moment for qualifying round number 2 for the Mouth Fresh Superboats. We're just going down to an interview now with Leighton Manel. Might just be having an issue with that camera there, ladies and gentlemen. Just bear with us. All right, just got a problem with that camera down there, but we will pick up that interview with Leighton Manel, round 1 of the season. A couple of little gremlins in the system. They tend to get in there during the 6-month break, and it has been a very short break in real terms as far as the New Zealand Jet Sprint Championship goes. Normally we would be running early December or even the first round at Wanganui just after Christmas. Due to the World Series coming up next year in Australia, we've brought the entire season forward. So this start early November is something that hasn't happened in this country for quite some time. So that you might think that a 6-month break is a long time between races, but in fact trying to get these high performance boats all sorted, get engines refreshened, do the necessary changes does take time. So well, we'll get onto that very, very soon. It looks as though this will be Nick Berryman and Amanda Kiddo in the Riverjet. This boat has a Whipple supercharger producing up to 1,200 horsepower, and they've got a lot of low boost at the moment. They're only running about 9 PSI of boost, so they'll be looking to turn that up. Don't worry about that. Nick Berryman had a fantastic season last season and was always in the mix for a podium. Couldn't make it down to the final round, which was in fact down here at Wanaka on the South Island due to business commitments. But he wasn't overly worried about it, and looking quite good out there on the water at the moment is Nick Berryman. Geez, Mush, as they get into that right-hander, we get the big ball of spray that we just makes it a bit hard to see where they're going. But Nick Berryman there, straight to the top of the table for Q2 with a 43.876. Geez, as they go up across to the Spates Fridge and the Fowler Homes tent, the far side of the track there, mate, you get them lost in that wash and you wonder where they're heading.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of places where they've got to cross their same wash again, and it's really upsetting some of the boats, especially some of these big ones, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And what these guys will be doing now is trying to work out the where they're taking their apexes to try to avoid that crosswash. And they'll be really studying it. They'll be having their crew chiefs having a really good look at it to advise them on where they need to go. As we now have Aaron Hansen and Julianne Shanks out of the start chute and went the wrong way. They had oiling pressure problems for qualifying round number 1. Now they are back on the right rotation. So this is Aaron Hansen and Julianne Shanks. Oh yeah, he just threw that in there a little bit too hard, Mush.
Yeah, got her a bit bogged down, didn't he?
There with a time of 40, no, that can't be right, a 42. We'll just recorrect that one. Aaron went wrong way off the start. .591. So Scott Donald and Nicole Reesby out on track at the moment. This is Wicked and Wild. It's got a 500 dart engine in it. Scott Donald at this track last year got himself completely lost after the run and ended up sticking it into the fence. So he'll be hoping to have a better day today. Donald there with a 46.788, just getting the feel of the track. So down the list for qualifying round number 2 there.
You there? For those who missed my interview with Baden, we had a quick catch up with him. Unfortunately, didn't go live. He has got out of his tidy whities and changed his pants, and he's ready to go. He's got a bit of a leaky injector. We're not sure if that was underpants still, so he'll be out very shortly. Keep an eye out for Baden Gray.
Good on you, late Manel. Shrek will be jumping in and out of the commentary tower throughout the course of the day and giving us updates from the pits. Of course, Baden Gray had a decent sort of a crash during qualifying round number 1. Word has it that the bolt holding the steering wheel onto the steering column in fact came loose and the boat didn't go left as it was intended. Because the steering wheel wasn't connected to the steering shaft. We always find that a little bit of a problem, as did Baden Gray and Darren Todd. All right, we are now going to Desi cicadas for 360degreebolt.com. And Desi cicadas, a former Group A champion in Australia and was runner-up in the Worlds in 2009 in that same category, now stepping up into the unlimited boat. 680 cubic inches of a big block. So Desi cicadas, Braden Munro doing the navigational duties here. So Desi just not driving it too hard at the moment. He's been around the sport for a number of years now, knows that you can't win a jet sprint event during qualifying at number 2. Into the flip-flops and to the right-hander. Very nice transition through there for Desi cicadas. How's he going to go into this L-firm hairpin? Very nice in and out. The boat settled beautifully and a nice run there. Desi cicadas straight to the top of the table with a 43.543. It looks as though the next boat to face the starter will be Rob Coley. His wife, Ange Coley, sitting in right alongside him. The Mouth Fresh machine, 705 cubic inches. It's a big block. Rob Coley got himself lost during qualifying round number 1, parked it gently up onto the bank. A couple of boat issues that they were working on late last night. We'll get Shrek to go down there and find out what is going on there with Rob Coley. It looks to me as if there is, oh no, that's just the outtake. I thought there might have been a bit of an issue. Water coming out in a strange place in the jet unit. Very unlike Rob Coley to be going this slow, but he'll just be finding his feet. I think it's been a good move to put his wife right in alongside him. He hasn't had a major incident since Ange has sat in alongside him. Over the years, he's had some of the biggest crashes you'll ever see, and he's the sort of guy that will not worry too much about. He never worries too much about the big crashes. In fact, I think he uses a steel wire scrubbing thing for a toothbrush. The bloke is just tough. Just giving it a little bit of a squirt, eased it off over the crosswash. Bit of a squirt around that hairpin there, and a 55.885 right down the list there for Rob Coley. They'll be happy they got the track direction right. We're expecting to see some big things from the Mouth Fresh machine throughout this season. All right, so the crowd's starting to come in now. Great to see you, ladies and gentlemen. We are into qualifying round number 2 for the Unlimited Super Boats. We have 5 qualifying rounds we're hoping to get through today. Then we're going to go top 9, top 6 and the top 3 across all 3 classes. So plenty of food around the track. Hopefully you've got the sunscreen. We don't want to burn, wind burn, and the UV rays down here quite strong, as all of you mainlanders know. Of course, the South Island, as far as I'm concerned, is the mainland of New Zealand. The capital might be in the North Island, but when it comes to jet boating, this is the mainland. This is where it was developed, and this is where all of the best technology is coming from in the world of jet sprint racing. Blake Bryant now, Kate Hoogerbrug. F-bomb Kate is in the navigator's seat. Blake Bryant had a ripping season last year, had a bit of an off, and made him slip down the overall points championship. Brand new livery in the Bars Bugs green. Blake Bryant with a GM Motorsport LS 512. He's gone the wrong way. Back on course again now. So he'll be pretty annoyed about that. As this wind is picking up, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see that the spray travelling down the track that you can see is going to get into the driver and navigator's face and make it pretty interesting. That crosswash just there is going to be a trap for inexperienced people as well, so that is going to play an interesting role in the outcome of today. It's going to be those drivers, he's gone the wrong way again, and he's going to be those drivers that can get across that crosswash right where Blake is now. That confidence getting through there is going to play a big part in how proceedings end up today. You can see the dark clouds over the back there. Don't worry about that because it's bright blue sky behind that. Like, if you turn around, you probably realise that I'm lying, but don't turn around. Just believe me. So that'll be a DNF there for Blake and Kate. Next boat to face the starter should be New Zealand number 2, Sam Newdick from Hamilton, Glenn Mason from Gisborne. Sam Newdick has won multiple championships. He was second in the Superboat last year, but comes from the Group A category in previous years, having won the national titles in 2014, 15 and 16. And second in 2013 and won the Group B title way back in 2008. So Sam Newdick, the minute that he got into a boat and went for a test run around the Merry course just south of Auckland, people said, wow, this guy has some talent, and he's certainly proven to be able to do that. Multiple New Zealand champion, runner-up on the podium in the Worlds year and a half or so ago, and he's always out and about. So Sam Newdick and Glenn Mason, long-time driver and navigator pairing. They have a 572 cubic inch Kendrick. The hull is a Sprint Tech G-Force with a Sprint Tech 8.5 inch jet unit. Sponsored by PSP, Suntough, PSP Clearview, Drainage Systems Limited, Biolytics, Magnum Automotive, GJ Gardner Homes and New Dick Sheet Metals. The boat now coming off the trailer. All right, Sam Newdick under starter's orders now. The green flag drops. Sam Newdick up through the front chute. This bloke is usually pretty good with his rotation. Glenn Mason is the navigator. Generally keeps these guys on track, so this will be an interesting season. They've stepped up from a 500 cubic inch engine last season, put in a little bit more power with another 72 cubic inches, and this Sprint Tech hull, Sam Newdick drives exceptionally well. Through this centre chute into this very sharp left-hander at the Eltham hairpin, and not a bad run there at all. That'll put Sam Newdick straight to the top. We're only in Q2, mate, and it's a 41.9 second lap.
Yeah, they're coming down really quick, and if you watch that lap, he was just hitting those wakes nice, wasn't he?
Yeah, really good. The way Sam Newdick drives is just so super smooth. You see a lot of these guys on and off the accelerator, which of course changes the handling characteristics of the boat and changes the water pressure coming out of the nozzle. And it's almost like turning on power steering and turning off power steering in the car, if you like. But Sam Newdick, well, he's going to be rattling the top of the tree this year. Peter Cowie, NZ number 1, out on track at the moment. Sharma Puttaranui is doing the navigational journeys. Peter Cowie's now got a 600 cubic inch engine in this particular boat. It's a small block, so it's a very big small block. Brand new package for Peter Cowie this year. So it's been 4 years since he's built himself a new boat, and wow, this bloke, 9-time world champion or 10-time New Zealand champion. There is just so many, just a lot of accolades, a lot of podiums, and a lot of winning formula from the NZ team. Of course, that puts Peter Cowie to a 42.312 lap. And that is qualifying too. That is just incredible. You want to keep an eye on Peter Cowie. We will now go to qualifying 3 for the Group B category.